It was almost midnight when I found a flash drive. I was walking home after a long shift at the gas station, using a shortcut behind an old, abandoned library. The air was colder than usual. Everything around me felt strange, too quiet, too still. A dim streetlight flickered above me, like it was about to go out. That's when I saw it. A small black flash drive lying in the middle of the road. It looked clean, like someone had just dropped it. I paused, looking around to see if anyone was nearby, but the street was empty. Curiosity got the better of me. I picked it up and slipped it into my jacket pocket. The moment I touched it, I swear I heard whispering behind me. Back at home, I sat down at my old laptop. The place was silent except for the ticking wall clock. I plugged in a flash drive, expecting maybe someone's personal files or homework. But instead, the screen went black. A second later, red letters appeared. Welcome back. My stomach twisted. I had never seen this before. Never used a flash drive. I moved the mouse to eject it, but nothing worked. Then more words popped up. You left US. We never left you. My hands were cold, fingers shaking. Then a video started playing by itself. Night vision. A hallway. A door. My heart stopped when I saw the door number. 6B. That was my apartment door. In the video, someone was holding a shaky camera, breathing heavily. They walked through my hallway, straight toward my bedroom. The next scene nearly made me scream. It was me, sleeping, peacefully, unaware that someone was standing over me, filming. The camera zoomed in on my face, then cut to black. I slammed my laptop shut. My breathing was heavy. Who recorded this? How'd they get in? That night, I didn't sleep. I locked every door, closed every curtain, and sat with a kitchen knife. But the worst part? I kept hearing breathing. Not mine, deep, slow, raspy breathing from the other room. When I gathered enough courage to check, there was nothing. No one in the kitchen. No one in the closet. But the air was thick, like someone had just left a room seconds ago. The hairs on my neck stood straight. I checked the flash drive again, but it wasn't in the laptop anymore. I found it lying on my pillow. I called the police and told them someone had broken in. They searched the apartment from top to bottom. No signs of forced entry, no fingerprints. But one officer asked me something strange. Did you recently repaint your bedroom wall? I said no. He pointed to the side of the room. There, barely visible, scratched into the paint, were the words, "She's still in here." My blood turned cold. I had never seen that before. I threw the flash drive into the sink, poured lighter fluid on it, and set it on fire. But it didn't melt. It screamed. I swear on everything. The flash drive made a high-pitched sound like it was alive. At that moment, the lights started to flicker. My TV turned on by itself, showing static. And then, in the static, I saw her. A pale woman, black hollow eyes. Her mouth stretched open wide like she was screaming, but no sound came out. That night, I slept with the lights on. But at exactly 3:33 a.m., the lights went out. My bedroom door creaked open slowly. I held my breath, too scared to move. Then I heard again breathing, loud, raspy, and close. I couldn't see her, but I knew she was there. I stayed frozen until morning. When the sun came up, my lights turned back on like nothing had happened. But I knew something had changed. She wasn't outside anymore. She was in here with me. I moved into a hotel the next day. Paid cash. No electronics. Just me, a toothbrush, and a bag of clothes. But that night, the flash drive was in my bag. How? I had burned it. It was melted when I left it. But now it looked brand new. I wanted to run, but where? You can't run from something that follows you in the dark. You can't hide from something that's already inside your house. Inside your head. Weeks passed. Every night, the same thing. The lights would flicker. The breathing would come. Sometimes, I'd hear whispering from the vents. Sometimes, I'd wake up with scratches on my arms. Once I opened my phone and saw a picture I never took. It was me, sleeping, and her standing behind me, smiling. I dropped the phone and cried. I didn't know what she wanted. Maybe I'd triggered something by picking up that drive. Maybe it was cursed. I started recording myself at night. Set up cameras in my hotel room. One night, I caught her. She came out of the closet at exactly 3:33. Crawling, not walking. Her arms moved like broken bones. She climbed onto my bed and leaned over me, just inches from my face. Her eyes never blinked. Then, she whispered something into my ear. The audio glitched, but I could make out one word, home. That's when I realized she wanted me to go back to where I found her. I tried everything, priests, shamans, even deleting all technology. Nothing worked. The breathing follows me. The whispers grow louder. Sometimes I think I see her in reflections, standing behind me. But when I turn, she's gone. I stopped sleeping, stopped eating. People say I've gone crazy. Maybe I have, but I know she's real. She's not a ghost. She's not human. She's something older, something angry, and I made a mistake by waking her up. If you ever find a flash drive lying on the ground, don't touch it. No matter how curious you feel, don't be like me, because once you let her in, there's no going back. She doesn't leave. She doesn't forgive. And no matter where you go, how far you run, she will find you. She always finds you. Part 2. She wants me back. After weeks of torment, I thought maybe, just maybe, she had stopped. The breathing at night faded. The lights stopped flickering. I even went a few days without seeing her in mirrors or hearing whispers. I started to believe I was free, that I had escaped whatever curse I had brought upon myself. I moved into a new apartment in a different city, changed my name, threw away all my electronics. I even stopped using the internet altogether. But deep inside, I had a strange feeling like something was watching me. I ignored it. I tried to live a normal life again. That lasted exactly 3 days. On the third night, I came home from work and saw something stuck in my front door. It was a note. No envelope, just folded paper. In the center, written in red ink, or maybe blood, was one word: soon. My hands trembled. I looked around, heart pounding, but the hallway was empty. I crumpled the note and ran inside, locking the door behind me. That night, I didn't sleep. I left every light on, but at 3:33 a.m., the power went out. And in the silence, I heard it again. The breathing. Slow, deep, and right outside my bedroom. I grabbed the baseball bat from under my bed and tiptoed toward the door. My phone was dead, of course it was. I pressed my ear to the door. Nothing. Just silence. Then scratching. Slow, soft scratching from the other side. I counted to 3, ripped the door open, and swung the bat. Nothing. Empty hallway. But something had been there. The wall had fresh scratches. Long, jagged lines like claws. I backed into my room, locked the door, and sat there until sunrise. I knew then she had found me again. I called a friend, begged him to come over. I didn't tell him everything, just enough to convince him I wasn't safe alone. When he arrived, I noticed something strange. He looked distracted, kept glancing at corners. When I asked if he was okay, he whispered, "I saw her last night." My heart dropped. He hadn't even met her, hadn't touched the flash drive. How could he see her? He described her exactly. Pale skin, hollow eyes, mouth too wide. He said she was crawling on his ceiling, that she whispered my name. We tried to stay up together that night. Coffee, music, lights. But the clock still struck 3:33 a.m. The power still went out. My friend looked terrified. He kept repeating, "Don't look at her. Don't look at her." I saw her standing in the hallway. This time, she wasn't crawling. She stood tall. Her face was stitched up like a doll. She reached out toward us, her hand long and twisted. My friend screamed, covering his eyes. I couldn't move. I couldn't breathe. Then, everything went black. I woke up on the floor. My friend was gone. Just gone. No blood. No signs of struggle. Just his shoes and his phone left behind. The police searched everywhere. No trace. They questioned me for hours, but what could I say? A ghost woman who lives in a flash drive took him. They locked me up. I moved again. Slept in my car for a week. But she always finds me. In reflections, in dreams, in shadows that move when they shouldn't. One night, I found something under my car seat. The flash drive. I swear I didn't bring it. It was burnt again, melted at the edges, but still whole. I threw it out the window, drove for hours, tossed it into a lake. But that night, I had a dream. I was back in my old room. The flash drive was on my pillow. She was sitting on my chest, her mouth next to my ear. "Home," she whispered again. Her voice was wet, like something rotting, and when I woke up, I couldn't breathe. I tried to go to the priest again. He didn't believe me until his cross snapped in half during the prayer. The candles blew out by themselves. The holy water boiled. He told me to run, not pray. "You're not dealing with a ghost," he said. "You're dealing with something older, something forgotten." He said I should never have touched it, that some objects are made to trap, not store. And this wasn't a flash drive. It was a vessel. Now, I don't go out much. I stay in places with crowds. I avoid mirrors, glass, anything that can reflect, because I see her even when she's not there. I hear her whispering when I'm alone. Sometimes, she doesn't even wait until 3:33 anymore. She shows up in the middle of the day, in bathrooms, on buses. Her face appears for a second in someone else's reflection, then disappears. She's blending in. She's learning, and I think she wants to use me. Last week, I found a new file on my phone. A video. I didn't film it. In the video, I'm standing over my bed, holding the flash drive, smiling. Behind me, she's watching. Then I speak. "It's your turn." That's when I realized she doesn't just want to follow. She wants to spread, to pass on her curse. And I don't know how much longer I can resist. I feel her in my head now, in my thoughts. She's wearing my face in the mirror. If you're hearing this, it's already too late. If you see a black flash drive anywhere, don't pick it up. Don't plug it in. Don't even touch it. This isn't a story. This is a warning. She's real. She's watching. She's listening. And now, because I'm telling you this, she knows you exist. She knows your name. And when the clock hits 3:33 tonight, she might come looking. Part 3, the final showdown. I haven't slept in 3 nights. Every time I close my eyes, she's there, standing over me, watching, whispering words I can't understand, in a voice that sounds like insects crawling through mud. My hands won't stop shaking. Food tastes like ash. Mirrors are covered. Lights stay on. But last night, she changed the rules. The clock hit 3:33, and I waited like always. But nothing happened. Instead, I found a note on my ceiling this morning. "Come find me, or I'll find someone else." That's when I knew she wanted an ending, and it was going to happen soon. I had only one place left to go. The old house where I first plugged in that cursed flash drive. I hadn't been back since that night, but something in my bones told me it all began there, and it had to end there too. I packed a bag with salt, candles, lighter fluid, a crowbar, and a hammer. I didn't know what would work, but I knew it had to be violent, spiritual, final. The drive itself? I kept it in a locked metal box, but I swear I could hear it vibrating like it was alive, like it was excited. As I drove up the gravel road toward the abandoned house, my stomach twisted. Every tree looked like it was leaning in to whisper secrets. The wind wasn't cold, but it felt wrong, like something breathing over my shoulder. The house came into view, a broken shell of its former self. Window shattered, door hanging crooked, paint peeled off like dead skin. I parked far from the house. If anything went wrong, I didn't want it chasing me back to the car. This was either my grave or my victory. I whispered, "It ends tonight," and stepped inside. The smell hit me first. Mold, burnt plastic, and something rotten. My flashlight flickered the second I walked in. Classic. I lit a candle instead, and the flame twisted unnaturally. The house was quiet, but not in a peaceful way. In the way a hunting ground is quiet. I walked slowly to the living room, where I'd first opened the drive. The laptop I used was still there, covered in dust. I set up a circle of salt around the center rug and placed the flash drive inside it. Then I poured lighter fluid all around. My hands trembled as I struck the match. Just before the fire touched the wood, I heard it. "Don't." Her voice, cold and dry, from behind me. I turned, and she was there, but not just standing, crawling down the wall like a spider, her limbs cracking with every movement. Her face was stitched shut, but the stitches were snapping open, revealing more teeth. Her eyes were empty sockets, blacker than night, and she was smiling. "You brought me home," she said. "Now burn it, and burn with me." I stepped back into the salt circle, lit the match, and dropped it. The flames rose fast, too fast. The walls began to groan like something alive. The ceiling above me cracked and peeled. She shrieked, the sound slicing through my ears like knives. She didn't vanish. She charged. Her hands slammed against the salt circle, but couldn't enter. She screamed louder, face melting, bones stretching, mouth unhinging. I reached into the fire and grabbed the flash drive, burning my hand. I screamed in pain, but didn't stop. I smashed it with the hammer over and over, even as the plastic melted into my skin. Suddenly, the fire stopped, just died out, like someone hit pause on reality. The house turned cold, silent, empty. Her figure stood in front of me, flickering like a broken TV signal. Then it collapsed into ash. The flash drive cracked in half, then dissolved into dust. My burned hand throbbed, but I was breathing. I was alive. I staggered out of the house just before the floor caved in behind me. Everything inside was gone, except for one thing, her whisper in the wind. "This isn't over." I spent the next few weeks recovering in silence. I didn't talk to anyone. I didn't dream. The doctor said the burns would scar, but I was lucky. I didn't feel lucky. I felt haunted. I kept expecting to see her again. Every time a light flickered or my reflection moved the wrong way, I flinched. But she didn't come back. Days passed, then weeks, and I started to believe maybe, just maybe, it really was over. I went back to work, smiled again. Life somehow moved on. But a few nights ago, something strange happened. I got a new phone, factory sealed, fresh, untouched. But when I turned it on, there was a video already saved in the gallery. My heart nearly stopped. I played it. The screen showed me sleeping in my room last night, and behind me in the corner was her hollow eyes glowing, her mouth slowly stretching into that same broken smile. The video ended with static. Then one final message on the screen: "Round 2, Now I know the truth. The flash drive was just her invitation, a door, and breaking it didn't destroy her. It released her. She's no longer trapped in tech. She's out here in the world, moving, adapting, hunting. She's attached to me like a shadow, like a virus. She's not just a ghost anymore. She's a parasite, a curse that chooses people. And once she chooses you, there's no deleting her. I don't know how much longer I'll last, how long I'll stay sane. But if you find a video of yourself that you didn't record, if someone whispers your name at 3:33 a.m., if you ever feel a cold breath on your neck and you're all alone, don't look. Don't turn around. Don't answer. She's there. She's waiting. And now that she's free, she's looking for someone new. Maybe someone like you.